greetings and salutations, and Happy New Year. I'm your host, Roosevelt Williams III, and get excited and get connected because this is another episode of Young Black in the Business. It's my privilege to have our guest with us in the building, Mr. Nick Bossin in the house. But before we go into more details on his success and his successful habits, we want to share with you all the word of the day. And the word of the week actually is posh, P-O-S-H, posh. And what that means is stylish, elegant. So Nick Bossin has a stylish and elegant posh brand. So that's why he's here with us today, and he's going to elaborate more on that. However, the word of the law of success for this week, 2018, is inch by inch, anything is a cinch. Remember that, inch by inch, anything is a cinch. And I just all want to remind you all that we start with a commitment, we always deliver with quality, and we're always going to finish with success. During this time, please ask us some questions through the Facebook Live, and myself or Mr. Nick Bossin respond to them, because this gentleman right here is Young Black in the Business. On another note, I want you all to, if you haven't already, which I know some of you have, picked up the San Diego Union Tribune paper today. In the C section is the business section. That's where you get all your business acumen at. Your business acumen. You know what to do, how to do it, and you can think ahead. On page C4, it talks about social shopping on social media shopping. And we have a guru in the house that's going to elaborate on that and teach us what he's doing and how to go about social media shopping. So, this is the time where you get excited and get connected because we got Nick Bossin in the house. Nick Bossin.
Thank you for having me, man.
Oh, man, it's our privilege, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mister, how you doing today? I mean, how's your year going so far?
You know what? So far, so good. I mean, it's only been a week into it, but, you know, taking the momentum from 2017, pushing 2018.
Yes, sir.
And, yeah, ready for everything the year is going to bring, you know?
Yes, sir, man. I'm looking forward to you, brother, moving the mountain, brother. You know what I mean? With the momentum, because it's
right.
Positive momentum. For those out there in Facebook land, because we got viewers and subscribers all over the world,
Okay.
Florida, Bay Area, Texas, Chicago. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, who you are, what you're about.
Well, I grew up in San Diego.
That's right.
Went to Morris High School right here. Shout out Morris.
That's right.
And let's see, so moved to the Bay Area when I was about 18, and then went up there, studied at Cal State East Bay. It's called Cal State Hayward, but it's called Cal State East Bay now.
Right.
Studied there for a few years. I got a bachelor's in communications. I interned for a small little film company for a small little time, and then after that, I started working in the corporate world because I was, you know, just needed to make some more money and everything like that.
Right.
Got into like business management, was doing really well as a branch manager. Then I moved over to car sales. I started selling cars for a little bit.
Okay, right.
I was doing really well with that. That was when I really kind of first understood that I had a skill to talk to people with sales when I took that job. And then after that, you know what? It was right around the time when General Motors and, you know, all the car industry was kind of taking a dump right there. So I decided to go to film school. So I had my money saved up, went to film school. I moved to LA, went to film school, did that for a couple years. And then from there, I picked up, you know, started picking up. It's funny because at first film editing is what got me into film. And then, you know, I purchased my first DSLR camera, started getting into photography. You know, moved down to San Diego, you know, knew a lot of people down here that was in, you know, making a lot of local music videos, people that wanted to get into the business. So I started shooting music videos, then started shooting models, and it's kind of all developed from there. All this was organic. There was nothing that I ever really, I never came out and say, you know, I wanted to do this. It was just kind of just following my passion, and everything just kind of led to where I'm at now.
And that's beautiful. You know, I mean, so from what I hear, you just staying busy. Being productive.
Staying busy, yeah. That's if you read my shirt, when I'm not working, I'm networking.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's
kind of
like
its own brand.
Yeah.
You know, pushing that. So you pretty much get to put your message on whatever you want to do because you independent, sort of say.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like I said, I worked in the corporate world for a long time. I mean, you know, I probably had like 20, 30 jobs in my life. You know,
right.
I skipped a lot of stuff, but you know, I worked anywhere from. I worked at Taco Bell before. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Worked at Taco Bell. I worked in warehouses. you know,
Yeah.
I worked at a lot of different places, but you know, my ultimate goal was always to be in business for myself. You know.
Right. Did you ever sell Kirby vacuums?
I never sold Kevin Rack, but you know what? I did have a job where they dropped me off and they wanted me to sell like double pane windows or like knock on people's doors and ask them if they wanted roofing. But I had that job for about a day, you know.
That's
Hey,
right.
if they hire you on the same day, man, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go down there with your suit, man. Like, man, I gotta be there. Like, can you start today? Can you start right now?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's
And
that
they-
fast turnaround.
That's that fast turnaround, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
that wasn't for me, you know. But you know, like you gotta do a lot of. Sometimes you gotta do a lot of things just figure out what you really want to do or what you don't want to do, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how they got me selling those Obama phones, man.
Oh, is that right?
I went
Okay.
down there with the suit and tie, and they said, we just don't know, but if you get a call in 6 hours or so, we may call you back. I was hoping they called me, and I got that call, man, and I started the next day. I said, what we doing? Just get in the car. We're going to set you up a booth and a table right here. You know, we out there selling those Obama phones, man. At the,
You never did the one where they take you to the feel the cracks in the windshields at the gas station. I had that one too, man.
Man.
At Craigslist, man. You get those
Man.
Craigslist jobs right there,
Man.
you know.
And that's the heartbeat of a hustler. You know, this is your morning breakfast. You know, for man in business, for
Right.
man and women in business. You know, get excited and get inspired because we all might not be in the same boat, but we all in the same storm.
Absolutely.
It just I can relate to you how you had more than 5, 10, 15 positions.
Yeah.
But you know now being out of position that's admirable is working for yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's if we can go more into that. What inspired you to be independent?
Well, you know, honestly, when I was working in the corporate world, I was like, man, all the work I be doing, I could be doing this for myself. You know, and that's kind of what I was thinking. You know, like when I had my, you know, I worked at Enterprise Rental Car. That's where I worked at. And they work you like, you know, they get you. They have a great program because they get you straight out of college. You're like, man, I'm gonna be a manager, and it was the proverbial carrot on the stick, right?
Fast track to
you know, you
success.
like, you know, and then you think I'm gonna be a regional manager. What's only 6 of them? I mean, it's about 1,000 employees. You competing for those spots, but you working, and you know, they put you in when you first start, they put you in a salary position. So and they call it a management trainee. So you working from like, you working all day. You working the same hours that your manager is working. You know what I mean? And so after a while, you know, I started to climb the ladder and I started to see the politics of the corporate world. It's not and for people like ourselves, it's not necessarily,
it's a pyramid scheme.
you know, it's not necessarily. I mean, life ain't fair. I don't hate to use the word fair, but just it's a little bit more difficult. You know what I mean? And I just to figure, my thing is, I always wanted to be the one to break the cycle in my family, or I happen to come from I had great mom, great dad. But a lot of things in our community, we need to start establishing generational wealth, to where when we leave, we have, something to leave for our children or, the people that are under us.
Legacy.
There's a African proverb that says, one generation plants the trees, the next one enjoys the shade. So, for me.
You said one more time, please. For folks that got that young black in the business pen out there.
One generation plants the trees, the next one enjoys the shade.
Profound.
So that's me. I figure at least I could lay the groundwork, the framework, to at least maybe the next person after me, they could take it in like a relay race. Like old school relay race. Go ahead and take the baton and run with it. And so we can stop starting over, man. Every time we in our like a lot of times in our culture, we have to start all the way over as soon as we come up. No one's leaving, and it even says in the Bible, man, a rich man, leaves an inheritance for his child. I mean, a wise man leaves an inheritance
in
for his
Proverbs.
Right, exactly, in Proverbs. So I don't know the exact verse, but so those are things that motivated me to get my own business and stuff like that.
Beautiful. I want to just share one thing out there for those that got that young black in the business power pen, because it's power in every stroke. This is 2018.
Mm-hmm.
In 2017, they said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in Times Square, and they dropped the ball.
Right.
We got to be the generation that pick the ball up and cross the finish line with it.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when they drop the ball, we got to pick the ball up.
Right.
And I just, just piggyback off what you were saying. We got to be able to pass the ball to the next generation.
Absolutely.
And it's not about doing touchdown dances anymore and celebrating. We're not in a position to compete with each other as being young black in the business. We're in a position that we have to help each other.
Right.
To get to the next level.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and I just like what you're doing. That's why we had to have you on the show, because you're helping others.
Right.
You know, helping out schools, just helping out other small businesses, and you're also sharing the knowledge.
Right.
You know, and I like how some of your posts on Facebook is let's synergize each other to post each other's comments.
Right.
Okay, that's positivity.
Right.
What gave you that mindset before we go to a commercial break on just to be positive instead of being negative?
You know, I feel like I'm real big on the law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, whatever you put out there, that's what you're gonna get back. You know, I mean, I'm trying to get positivity. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, just simple things like when I go to a business and it's a service, I want to tip them. If they did a great job, I want to tip them. I don't want to ask for a discount. I don't want to say, hey, can I get $5 less? You know, because I know I'm in that position and I understand though. You know, and so just using that whole concept as far as like. You know, going back to just kind of similar concepts of, you know, like the Panthers and stuff. Each one teach one. You know, somebody got to be the person to, you know what I mean, to kind of keep these things alive. You know what I mean? Someone got to be positive. You know what I mean? And you know, I go through my timeline and it's like, you know, you see just a lot of negativity and things like that. And you know, I'm not perfect either. Sometimes I may get on there and, you know, sometimes, you know, hey, listen, we may all rant. You know, we all have bad days. You know, sometimes you just gotta push your phone away, man. Don't use Facebook as a way to rant or a ventilation tool. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of people out there. You know, they're just looking to try to, you know, pinpoint what you're doing, any type of negativity. So anyway, to get back to your question, you know, I want to breed positivity, man, because I want positivity in my life. So.
Law of attraction.
Law of attraction.
Man, it's beautiful. You know, I just want to just go. So we got a new segment right now on the Young Black in the Business show, and it's a soul segment.
Okay.
So you know, I want to ask you, how are you taking care of your feet? You know, what I mean, what type of shoe game? You know, how's your shoe game looking, or you know, how do you get off your feet and relax?
Well, you know, I'm big on the comfortability with shoes.
Yeah.
You know, so I you know. I don't necessarily buy the most expensive shoes anymore. I buy things that are comfortable, and I'm a photographer too, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, I definitely like to have the nicer shoes. But when I'm shooting and stuff like that, you know, I want something that's gonna be able to give me, you know, that I'm gonna be able to be comfortable in.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I be walking, a lot of times, you know, I'm climbing on stuff and getting on the ground and everything like that. So it's more about comfortability for me, you know. I do get pedicures, you know what I mean? I encourage my brothers out there to get pedicures. It's nothing. Hey, don't be so what's the word I'm using?
Masculine so much.
Yeah. No. Say don't be afraid to be, you know what I mean, to embrace your masculinity. You know, some of the masculinity, like getting your the pedicures and the manicures and things like that. You know, it's okay, man, to do those types of things. But like just there, so I do get pedicures. You know, I try to get my feet massaged. I try to do massages, you know, like at least once or twice a month.
There you go, absolutely.
Just because I'm on my feet. You know, feet are important. And then, you know, yeah.
Well, you know, take it from the boss. It's okay to get pedicures, manicures. Don't have no clear paint on your fingers. Get them buffed.
Right.
Gentlemen.
No,
don't get the clear,
we'll do the polish,
nail polish. Go ahead and get them buffed. You know what I mean? For the women go out there. You know, but the reason why we got the soul segment, because, you know, I'm a cobbler.
Right.
How I repair man and woman shoes, handbags, and luggage. So I got some shoes that I'm repairing right now for all the women. Just want to let you know, these are suede. We do the suedes. We get the taps together. We can help you out. I also repair luggage, purses, zippers, and belts. And we also got a new product called Rose Velvet Skin. It's a skin softener. That's why I asked you how you taking care of your feet. Okay. Because what we got right here is a good product that I want to share with you as well.
Okay.
That's a skin softener. You know, we going into the shoe now. You know, we repair shoes, handbags, and luggage, but now you got to take care of your feet, take care of your hands.
I put some of this on my hands too before we started, man. Hey, this is some good stuff. Fellas, man, use this, man. You don't want to get in the bed with no, ashy feet, man. Be cutting your girl with your corns and your toe and everything like that, man. Make sure you get some of this Roosevelt, man.
Rose Velvet skin, man.
Rose Velvet, man, by Roosevelt. You know
and they come in a velvet bag as well.
Man.
So, we got to support each other. But before we go on a commercial break, we always start with a commitment. We always deliver with quality, and we're always going to finish with success. The word of the week is posh, and the law of success for this week is inch by inch. Anything is a cinch. We'll see you when we return. Young Black in the Business.
That's right.
All right, perfect. We're going to keep it going. Young Black in the Business, we are restoring the color, the culture, and the consciousness. We believe that our network is our net worth. Connecting young black entrepreneurs in San Diego and across the nation is pivotal for our economic growth. When they see us, we're gonna be wise, we're gonna be beautiful, and we're gonna be strong. And that's all they ever gonna see when they see us. And that's young, black, and in business. Not only are we black, we back. And you know what? Happy to be here. And Nick Bossin was just sharing with me about how we should be like the mile of cars.
Yeah, man. If you think about a place like the mile of cars, you got Chevy, you got Toyota, you got Nissan, you got Ford. You think they mad if they build a Kia dealership or a Hyundai or a Cadillac dealership? No, because that's bringing more business to the table. You know, and if they don't buy a Hyundai, they might come over here and they might buy a Nissan or. You know, and so we got to start thinking, man, like in terms of a marketplace. You know what I mean?
Marketplace.
Just because me and you do the same thing, we have similar businesses, don't mean we can't get money together. You know what I mean?
Man, yeah, absolutely. And you were just saying how somebody may go to a Mercedes dealership and bring somebody, and they see another business, and and they keeping the dollar circulating. If you go to the Mile of Cars, they got the rally stripes at the car lines, at the stoplights. The area is clean. Right. Everybody is taking care of each other, keeping each other afloat. So we got to just keep that mentality.
I might even refer you somebody if I don't have what you need. You know what I mean? And with the expectation that you can reciprocate the same thing to me, and that's what networking is. You know.
What your shirt say? Man, when I'm not working, I'm networking. And here at Young Black in the Business, we believe that our network is our net worth. Right. You know what I mean? And it goes back to just what you're saying. We got to teach these principles to our later generations. You know, they have a 100-year plan. Right. So real quick though, man, I'm impressed by you and Mr. Armand King and the whole Paving Great Futures. The whole team. Right. These brothers got a book, Big Romance, Little Finance. Right. Can you go into more about the book and where we can get it and your role you played in it?
Okay. So the name of the book is Big Romance, Little Finance. It's written by a brother of mine, Brother Armand King, Armand Beeman. You may know him. He has got like 5 different nicknames.
Big shout out.
But he, if you don't know, he's a brother in the community that's doing a lot of great things with his nonprofit organization called Paving Great Futures. This particular book was something a project of his own that he did, and he asked me to come in and help him do I did the cover for the book, and then also there's a lot of there's some photography in the book also. I did all the photography in the book, and then I also helped him create a marketing campaign, so I did a few different videos for the book. So what the book is basically a how-to book on romance, and it's very, very good. It's very detailed. It's breaking. We're trying to bring romance back. You know what I mean? I see a lot of ladies and complaining on Facebook. They don't get flowers no more. Guys ain't chivalry, things like that. You know what? This book right here, this is gonna bring it back, and it's not necessarily for just from a men's vantage point. A woman can use this too. There's a whole chapter on flowers, cards. Just for an example, I'll read one thing right here. There's write something special on the cake. So the whole concept behind this book is you don't have to spend a lot of money to woo your significant other. So for $20, you can do
Big
something.
Romance, Little Finance.
Right, Big Romance, Little Finance.
They give you tools for your tool belt.
It gives you tools. So for example, there's one in here I like where you can find a young kid that likes to sing or whatever. Pay them $20. Whatever gift you have them deliver it to your girl. You at the park. And imagine that this young kid walks up and starts singing while y'all on the park bench, right? And bringing the gift. Now you pay $20, you might have bought a bouquet for $15, it's $35, you know what I mean? Instead of going out and taking her to, Benihana's and doing all this stuff or whatever, you know what I mean? You can do that too, but at the same time, a lot of times, sometimes you can spend a lot of money on a girl and they won't even appreciate it because it's like, probably do this for every girl or, you know what I mean? So what we're doing with this book, and Valentine's Day is coming up too, by the way, so you might want to get this. It's on, you can get it at Barnes & Noble, Amazon. You can actually hit up either myself, Nick Bossin, or Armand King. We can actually get you a copy if we need to, if you want to pick it up from us. I do like pop-up shops, so I always have these copies of the books on hand with me. But like I said, it's a really good book for people who who don't have a lot of money, but you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Big romance, little finance.
Absolutely.
It makes
Absolutely.
perfect sense. It says a lot just in the title.
Right.
A little bit about your services.
Right.
I know you're
Before I
photographer.
do that, I want to present you with this hoodie right here, brother.
Oh man.
Yeah, present you with this Bossin hoodie right here.
Check that out right there, Big Bossin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right. I appreciate you.
No worries, man. So,
so let us know what you do, my man. Cause I be wearing this.
Well, I mean, I'm a photographer and a filmmaker.
Thank you.
So, you know, I provide a lot of services under that umbrella. I do pretty much all different types of photography, from headshots to, you know, I do family photography, weddings, events.
Senior photos.
Bar mitzvah. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, quinceañera, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
I do it. Also provide video services. A lot of video services I provide are to help people create content for their businesses. So, like, you know, mid-sized businesses, small, larger businesses. Just depending on what their product or their service is, I can help them put together a campaign or help them put together videos for their YouTube, for their social networking. I do a lot of that. Yeah.
Consulting.
Well, yeah, I take more of a because there's so many. You can hire a videographer. Anybody can hire a videographer. I mean, with the way things are, you just put a camera on a tripod. But when you hire someone that's more of a director that comes from a director background, they're going to be able to help you. You know, it's for more of a consultative approach as far as to get the product that you want. You know, a lot of times, I mean, I've been on shoots where it's just like, you know, they want to direct it, and it's just like, all right, you tell me what to do. You know. But I like to, you know, I always like to give them the option to where, you know what, this is what I do. So, you know, a lot of people think, well, putting together a video is just recording some things, and well, no, it's a lot. You know, I went to school for a couple of years, and you know, there's a lot of people who study this for years and years and years. You know, so you know, like I said, I use more of a consultative approach to get the video done.
Right.
And then, you know, like I said, I just recently got into the clothing design thing.
I like that, man. I like your style, man.
Thank you, man. I really don't consider myself much of a designer, but I guess I am. You know, I mean, you know, I started just kind of just with my own logo, making different things, and then it kind of just expanded from there, bro. And now
it's posh, man. Inch by inch, anything is a cinch, man. You know, I mean, that's the law of success for the week. Inch by inch, anything is a cinch. And posh, go pick up some of that Bossin brand. Let us know how you can be contacted. Where can they find the website? You know, some of your specials you may have going on right now. Go get that.
Okay, well, the website is bossinInc.net. That's where you can go and grab the merchandise.
So they can find please. Who got the Young Black in the Business pen out there? Share the website again for me, please.
It's Bossin, BOSSININC.net. That's the website where you can go grab some of the merchandise and everything like that. The photography website is still under construction. That should be up pretty soon. My Instagram is Bossin_INC. Same with Twitter, and then Facebook is BossinINC. So, you know, it's pretty much all the platforms is going to be Bossin INC. With that, like I said, I have the merchandise that you can grab on there. And then also you can take a look on my social network and some of the styles of photography and different things that I do.
Right. And Bossin is a lifestyle.
It is a lifestyle, man. It's a lifestyle. The easiest way for me to explain Bossin is everything you need inside of you to become a boss. Everything you need to become a boss is already inside of you. It's just your job to manifest it.
Pick that up.
So it's boss in, you know what I mean? It's inside you, you know? And a lot of people, they
boss
think,
in.
boss in.
Okay,
it's in you.
Yeah, I like
no,
that.
And the reason why is because a lot of people, they think, you know, it's a kit you can go buy or something to become a boss, you know? Like, you know, I see this guy right here, let me go buy those shoes and that belt, and let me go make this look right here, and that's what's going to make me a boss. Or get this car, that's what's going to make me a boss. It doesn't work that way. It's not outward and it comes in. You don't get these things and then you become a boss. You're a boss and then you get these things, though.
Man.
You understand? So that's what people need to understand.
The things you go through in life make you who you are.
Absolutely.
Like you were saying with the whole, 20 jobs and all that, you had to be able to discover what it is to be a boss, sort of say. Like the boss takes the trash out.
Right.
You know what I mean? The boss makes the executive decisions, and the boss takes full responsibility for things as well.
Absolutely. That's something I'm big at. I always say it's my fault.
You know?
Seriously, when I used to work in a corporate world where like enterprise, even if one of my employees did something, right?
Yeah.
And the person came to me, I said, you know what, that's my fault. You know what I mean? Because right there, that just eliminates any finger pointing. I've already accepted the blame. Let's move forward and figure out how we're going to fix this.
Man, if you got your Young Black in the Business pen out, I'm going to share with you one more. The price of greatness is responsibility.
Right.
The price of greatness is responsibility. And you know, man, at this time I want to just present you with your Young Black in the Business pen as well.
Right.
And you know, when you at the house mind mapping, forecasting, building your 100-year plan, remember that it's power in every stroke.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you put it on black and white, it'll turn green. Oh yeah, man, we gonna spread it.
That's
so
right.
man, but like I said, the price of greatness is responsibility, and
Right.
for individuals that take responsibility,
Right.
there, that's the price of greatness.
Right.
You know, I mean, so now I gotta quiz you. Everybody
Okay.
get excited. You know, we're gonna quiz Mr. Nick Bossin, because I like that man, Bossin within.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put that sweater on, man. You know what I mean? The Bossin. What would you take, Nick Bossin? If someone wanted to give you $2 million in a lump sum, or would you take $4,000 a month for the rest of your life? You got 10 seconds. What would you take?
I take that $2 million. $2 million off top right now.
Okay, so what would you take? Respond in Facebook land. What would you take? $2 million in a lump sum, or take $4,000 for the rest of your life? Why would you take the $2 million?
Well, I mean, tomorrow's not promised, brother. So, you know, I mean, I feel like, you know, I mean, I can do the math, so I know $4,000. You know what I mean? That's a lot of, I mean, you know, over that time is a lot of money, but. You know, I mean, the way money works, you know, is just and inflation and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's just like I rather get that $2 million and have it at least sitting on some interest right now.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Have it accumulated something.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Okay. Now your next question. Where would you like to see a Bossin brand in the next 100 years?
In the next 100 years, man. That's a great question, man. That's a great question. You know what? I would like to see young people running it, man. I would like to see. You know, young people like myself, or young people who, you know, I mean, it would be great to have a nice Bossin store right here in Southeast San Diego or something like that. You know what I mean?
I can see it coming.
You know,
it's coming.
Just a monument to serve as, like, you know, a place where a multimedia melting pot. You know what I mean? Just you know, that's kind of, you know, that's the vision. 100 years from now, I won't be here, obviously. So, you know, it would be great to see that some young person kind of took this and continued to keep it going, you know?
That's a beautiful thing, and that's what we're building, you know, as we speak, because Bossin will be around for 100 years, and it'll be bigger. You might, before you know, you might have your own Bossin vehicle.
Hey.
You know, it might spread to another industry.
Right.
It just, you know, just crossing over, and because it's growing, because you're staying busy.
Right.
You know, one of the words of the week, a law of success for one of the weeks was action and satisfaction. Right. The only way you can get satisfaction if you put that action in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So your last question, your quiz. Where do you see the city in 10 years? The city of San Diego.
City of San Diego. That's a very interesting
in 10 years, you know, where do you see San Diego?
Because let's see, let me just think about it like this. 10 years ago, what I envision what the city will be right now. You know, everything's getting better, man. I'm an optimist, man. I think you know, we're all like, the interesting thing, you look on Facebook right now, you see people talking about eating healthy.
Yeah.
You see people talking about exercising.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people sharing, you know, investment, stock tips, cryptocurrency. You know, so as a people, we're definitely becoming more enlightened. We're definitely becoming more woke. I think that trend is going to continue, and that, you know, we're going to see more young people opening up businesses. You know, we're going to see it's going to become more of a melting pot. San Diego is still, you know, a little. I mean, it's a very diverse place.
Right.
But I mean, in terms of some cities, it's still kind of a little segregated in certain places. You know what I mean? We kind of tend to stick to certain areas. You know what I mean? You know, for example, when I lived in the Bay Area, it was a melting pot. You know, you had everybody kind of, you know, blacks, white, Asians, Latins, you know, Samoans, whatever, mixing together. Here, you know, we're getting better. Yeah. We're getting better, but it's still, you know, still a little bit segregation. So I think, just to answer your question, I think that going forward, that things are going to continue to get better. One thing I did see that I think my brother Armand posted this, in San Diego they only had one gang-related homicide or something like that throughout last year, and that's amazing.
Yeah,
you would think that would be like the #1 story on 10 News or something like that, right? You know what I mean? Because like I said, you know, coming from, you know, growing up here in the 80s and 90s, man, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can attest to where, you know, it wasn't even cool to come outside at certain times, you know what I mean, without certain things going on, you know. So yeah, I definitely feel like people are gonna get better. I see You know, community relations getting better.
Absolutely.
I see a lot of you know, grassroots organizations, you know, coming up and working together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Young businesses. I see, you know, got, you know, people like yourself. You know, this radio station didn't exist. You know what I mean? Like, you know, years ago. So, you know, I just hope that it continues on upward. You know.
That's right, and it's businesses and brands like yours that gives us the opportunity to use our index finger and says, I can do that. I can be that as well.
Man,
and I believe, you know, business is what's going to bring us together because we all have something to say. We're not just saying something.
Right. And, you know, going back, not sorry to cut you off, but I sold a hoodie to like a girl. She had to be like 4, 5, 6 years old. And it was amazing because she was like, you made that? You know, it just tripped me out to where it's like, man, at that age, I never had an opportunity to, you know, sit there and have a conversation with somebody that looked like me that made something that I was wearing. Like, I only went to Mervin's, man, and got it off the rack. It was, you know, that was my concept of how big corporations is making these things. I never thought, man, I could do this myself. It was just in her head. She had so many questions for me, you know, and it was just, you know, in my head, I'm like, she's probably gonna go home and try to make this or something. And that's the world we live in, you know what I mean? 5, 6 years old, you know, kids, they can go, you know, don't be surprised, man, if you wake up and your 6-year-old is making shirts, man, you know what I mean? Because that's the world we living in. I encourage you parents to start your children young, man.
Yeah.
Start your children young, man. Teach them computer coding, computer programming. Make sure that they, you know, because these little gadgets that we have in our pocket, these are handheld computers, man.
Yeah.
And if you're only using it for you know, certain purposes, man, you are defeating the purpose, man.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So, you know, we have the capabilities to talk to somebody in China and figure out what's going on over there, sell them a product, you know what I mean? All through the palm of our hands. And
we need less theology and more technology in our lives.
Right, absolutely.
Everybody want to give out theories and, you know, give out talk about Illuminatis or you know give out they're spreading cancer.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when they use their technology for that's beneficial,
right,
especially financially, you know what I mean? Like that's why I said pick up the Section C in the paper. It's the Senegal Union Tribune. Section C is the business section. You know, you got to be diverse in your thinking. You know, you got to be able to solve a Rubik's cube, and if not, be able to find the resources that are able to help you get to the next level.
Right. Right.
So, you know, we just want to commend you. And I also want to give a shout out to you because I see the diversity in your brand. You know, and that's beautiful. And to share with you all, young is the state of mind. Black encompasses all the colors in the spectrum. And the definition of business is the volume of trade. So we're all young, black, in the business. Young, black, in the business is the advocacy group. However, the cobbler service and the rose velvet skin products, that's the business. Business should be like McDonald's, 1 billion served.
Right.
So I just like how, you know, your brand is diverse. You know what I mean? You're doing real business. And that's why we had to have you on the show to be able to share with us and enlighten us and inspire us, my man. Because you are, if you don't know it or not, you are a community lighthouse. You know, you guide many ships, folks, and you're inspiring folks. And you might not even know it because you living through it, but I had to just, you know, recognize you on that.
Appreciate that, man.
You know what I mean?
It's when you know, speak, it's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of responsibility. Sometimes you're like, I'm just.
But that's the price of greatness.
That's what I was gonna say. You can't shy away from it, man.
Yeah.
You can't shy away from it. It's like God is pushing me into the, you know, and I got to show up. You know.
I mean, you got to show up, show out. You know what I mean? A lot of times too. What are some of your successful habits? Like I see, like you like reading. I see like eating healthy, cooking, staying home on the weekends.
I don't do that all the time. Don't pay me out to do that. Hey, man, I go out and I party. You know, I'm, you know, hey, don't judge me, man. God's still working on me, but you know what I mean. But at the same time, you know what? Two things I can say for that I know my father instilled in me as a young age was always get up. One was get up early and get dressed. You know, like when I was young, that's one thing that I couldn't get up and just lay in my pajamas around the house. You know what I mean? Like, no, a man doesn't do that. He gets up and he gets dressed and he takes care of his responsibilities. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so that's one thing, like, my dad always instilled in me. You know, I wake up early. My dad wake up, I mean, he wake up 4 or 5 in the morning. I don't know how he does it, but to this day, my dad wake up like 4 or 5 in the mornings. And I don't wake up quite as early, but you know I wake up. You know I never sleep in. I don't use an alarm clock either. I've never.
Your
used
ambition
an alarm
wakes
clock.
you up.
Never use an alarm clock. You know what I mean? When I take that back. When I used to use alarm clock, I used to always wake up 1 minute before my alarm clock.
There you go.
You know, and then I started to understand the power of the brain. Like,
It
if you
is.
really program yourself
Yeah.
to do it, your brain is, man, your brain is something spectacular, man. It's really marvelous, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, just simple things like that. When you start to understand the powers that you have. You know, hey, it's in you, man.
Yeah.
The boss is in you. You know what I'm saying? When you understand that, you know what I mean.
That,
then you're able to manifest it. You know, so that's one thing I could say. Two is just hard work, man. Like, I had my first job when I was 15 and a half or something like that. I used to catch a bus to go make sandwiches, man, at this sandwich shop up in Miramar. Used to do that for about 4 or 5 hours of the day. And, you know, it kept me out of trouble. You know, I mean, even before that, like I said, I used to have to get up every, Sundays and wash the car. And, you know what I mean? Like, my dad gave me responsibility. So,
beautiful,
you know,
beautiful.
It was like when I got to work, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is nothing. You know what I mean? So, wow, I work like this, man. It's nothing to me. I can literally it ain't nothing, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, honestly, I don't think it's too many people that can outwork. You can't outwork. Like, I remember I met this dude one day. He's like, man, you can't outwork me.
Oh,
and that just stuck in my head, man. Like, you know, he's like, man, you might be more talented than me.
Yeah.
You might look better than me. You might dress better than me, but you will not outwork me, man.
Yeah.
And I took that with me, like, man. And this brother, he was actually like at a very high position too when he gave me this message, and I was just like, you know what? So what it is you just learn to, like, the tedious things that everybody hate, you program yourself to learn to love them. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and
sir.
that's what people that says, I hate doing this or whatever, you know what I mean? And you whatever, you like, force your brain to really enjoy it. And when you sit down, it's really, you know, yeah, like I said, the brain is an amazing thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Like that.
And I concur. You know, that's being a maintenance man. Doing what everybody else don't want to do to maintain your position.
Right.
You know, being a maintenance man or being a maintenance woman, you gotta get in the crevices. Sometimes you might gotta clean the bathroom. Sometimes I'm saying you gotta be the maintenance man to maintain your position.
And that's what I understand too. That's what's gonna set you above everybody else, because you got 100,000 million people trying to do the same thing that you're doing. So what's gonna separate you from them?
Right.
You know, you paying attention to those fine details, and making sure you know.
Yeah, those persnickety details.
Right.
And it's, you know, and doing things that's tedious.
Tedious.
You know, you gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta go pick up this section C and read the business page. Yeah. You gotta do what everybody's not doing to separate.
You know what? Because I think for a lot, like, another thing is reading. Right. Our people, we for some reason we don't. I mean, even me, I didn't think I liked to read. You know what I mean? Because and the reason why is because in school they wasn't giving us nothing good to read, man.
Yeah.
I didn't want to read that stuff, man. It was like, you know what I mean? But then I started picking up books that, like, man, they talking to me. Like, you know what I mean? They talking to me. And then I started to, man, I like to read. You know what I mean? And it was like, it was in my head. I was like, the whole time I was thinking I didn't like to read, man. You know what I mean? But it was just, you know, I didn't like to read what they was giving me. You know what I mean? So I challenge you, man, to go out there, find some books that speak to you, you know what I'm saying? That find topics that speak to you, you know what I mean? Find authors that's been through similar things as you know.
Could we get three of your favorite books?
Hey, right now my favorite book is How to Hustle and Win, by Dr. Supreme Understanding. I'm actually it's a very great book. Very great book. I mean, that's my favorite book right now.
Supreme Design Publishing.
Yeah. What's the other book by Paulo Coelho? Can't think of the name of it right now. Think and Grow Rich is one of the books that I first started reading.
Yeah.
Napoleon Hill. Yeah. Think and Grow Rich. Also, I can't think of the name of this book right now. It'll come to me.
Big Romance, Low Finance.
Big Romance. That's a great book also.
Yeah, that's a great book.
It's a great book.
You get that.
Trust me, fellas. Help your love life out. I'm telling you.
How to Good to Great by Jim Collins.
Good to Great. The 50th Law is actually another really great book.
That's right. That's 50 Cent, right?
Yeah, 50 Cent. 50 Cent. I mean,
Curtis
it's actually 48 Laws of Power. I read those types of books.
Yeah,
Artist Seduction. I have a lot of different types of books that I like to read. I don't know. I can't think of the name of this book. It's on the tip of my tongue right there. The author's Paulo Coelho.
Well, yeah, man, it'll come to you, but I like the fact that you like reading. You know what I mean? You can go on a vacation pretty much when you read a book.
Right.
And you can look at other perspectives, learn new words, and just a way, different ways of traveling.
Richest Man in Babylon, that's another good book.
That's one of my favorite books.
That's a good book.
And it's a quick read, too.
Right.
It's a quick read. And it's tools for your tool belt.
Right.
You know what I mean? And before you know it, you got a shed of all type of tools, things, places you can go.
Right.
In my home, we're actually working on building a library.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you got to have that diversity.
The Alchemist. The Alchemist.
The Alchemist.
Alchemist is probably one of my favorite books, man.
Absolutely.
Very, very great book. I don't know why I couldn't think of it.
Because alchemy, you could turn a rock into bread.
Right.
You know, you could. That's what alchemy is.
And that's, that resonates, man. Because when we grow up in the hood, man, we don't got much.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So, we gotta turn to make them hand-me-downs look fly, man. You know what I mean? You gotta, a couple things in the refrigerator. You gotta try to figure out how to make a meal out of it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
The alchemist. What alchemy is, it is a word of making, turning negative into positive. How do you make things transition? You know what I mean? Flipping it in your favor. So
turning lead into gold. That's what a real alchemist does. And,
yes, sir.
But that's actually, and it's a very easy read also. It flows really well, so I recommend that book. Paulo Coelho is the
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I mean, so we're talking about books. We're talking about big romance, little finance. We're talking about businesses. You have to surround yourself with like-minded individuals.
Absolutely.
One of the quotes you had shared with me the other day was "Eagles don't fly with seagulls."
Eagles don't fly with seagulls.
See, I be picking up, man. What you be laying
down?
You know
what? I happen to be fortunate to be laced by some of the greatest, man. I had a lot of positive people in my life that I had one brother. He used to speak to me, and he would say the simplest things, but they would make so much sense. He would say, "You know what? You gonna be whatever you're around." I'd be like, "Damn." You know what I'm saying? It's just 4 or 5 words, but it's just like, man, you gonna be whatever you're around. And it sounds simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you start thinking. I mean, like I said, like they say, you want to be around rich people. I mean, you want to be hang around 9 broke people. You're gonna be the 10th. I mean, so it's just whatever you put yourself around. You know what I mean? It's about elevating yourself.
Quick question, man. What was your take? Because it was circulating on Facebook. $100 to get you 10,000, or $100 to get you 800. What's your take on that, man?
Man, hey, get your money, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your money, man. I ain't no hater, man. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you do. Me, myself, particular. I'm man. I try not to get involved in those types of. I don't get involved in those types of things. One thing about fast money, it don't last long, man.
Yeah.
It don't last long, man. I'm trying to tell you, I done made a lot of fast money in my life. It's gone. I don't got it no more. I'm trying to tell you. And it seems like the things that I work for, that I really put in the work for, those things are still around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would say, this is the instant era, man. Everybody wants something for nothing, man. Everybody wants to try to get something so quick, man.
Instant gratification.
Ain't no shortcuts, man. Hey, what they say, you got the elevator is broken. You gonna have to take the stairs, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what people the tortoise won the race. I mean, I can continue to go on and on and on about. Just like you said, what'd you say? Inch by inch is gonna become a cinch.
Yeah.
Put one step in front of the other. I mean, it's just stop trying to get to the end without living the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody want to get to the end. Live the middle, man. That's where the fun is at.
Yeah.
Once you get to the end, it's over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. People want the rainbow with no rain.
Come on, man. You know what I mean? Knock it off, man. Knock it off, man. Get you some Skittles. You gotta go get you some Skittles or something, man.
Yeah, they gotta and my question too, as you being a businessman, but you being a businessman, how do you feel about them turning a Green Cat into a 7-Eleven? Did you hear about that one too? What's your take on that?
To be honest, man, I feel like it's more things in the community we could be worried about than that, though. I mean, to be honest, I was when I saw the post, they were saying acting like Green Cat. I mean, it's a liquor store, man. I mean, they acting like it's a great pillar in the community. But like I said, I don't know all the ins and outs as far as so please enlighten me. But when I'm just telling you what I first saw, I'm like, it's a liquor store, and from my understanding, I think that the ownership is gonna stay the same, correct?
I'm not for certain.
See, I think that's what I was reading some of the comments, and it was like really the owner it's gonna stay the same, but he just wants to switch more to something, because family or something like that. So I don't know all the way though.
But see, the reason why I asked you that loaded question, because I see our businesses going in that little plaza right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Mm-hmm.
see a Bossin Incorporated going in right there. You know, I see it as being a young black in the business plaza.
Mm-hmm.
I see a soul food restaurant going in there because that's the heartbeat of the city, sort of say, in that particular demographic. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I just challenge you all out there to say, who are you not to be?
Right.
Instead of just looking at 7-Eleven or Green Cat or Walmart, let's have our name on the marquee.
Right.
You know, so I just challenge you all to go out there and start, you know, if you're not already a homeowner, start going to places that folks think that you're not accepted to go
Right. And you know, a lot of times we don't even think it's possible, man.
Right, that's what
you know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
Exactly.
Like we don't think it's possible because we ain't never seen nobody do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know what? The one thing I look at, like, well, I go to places, and I really ask myself this question, man. I go into a business and I say, man, what's the difference between them and me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do they have that I don't have,
Right.
though?
Yeah.
I don't think it's nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Beautiful,
it's just a matter of just me applying myself because the same resources that they have, I might be able to do it better than them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's beautiful. And that's why I asked you that loaded question, because who are we not to be?
Right.
We can do it and have that whole intersection really be the four corners of life, because it's filled with light, information, knowledge, and it's filled with the spirit.
Right.
You know, of being progressive.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So that's why I asked you that question right there, man. But I want to just take this time to let you know, man, that we proud of you, my man. You know what I mean? The young black in the business nation. Like I said, man, we got folks listening and are committed in Florida, Chicago, the Bay Area, Texas, and, you know, with you being a trailblazer, man. You know what I mean? Your brand, we even see that it's getting national. You know what I mean? Can you share with us? You ain't got to give us their names, but you got folks that's, you know, buying your merchandise all over the nation now. And it's gaining momentum.
Hey, man, God is good.
That's right.
God is good. You know what I mean? When I first started this, I never thought, you know, I never thought about it, like I'm telling you. So to see, you know, there's people, you know, in the East Coast supporting my brand, to see people in the Midwest, see people down south, I mean, it means the most to me, you know. And it's just a testament that anything is possible, man. If you put your faith in God and, you know, you work, man. You can't just have faith in God. That's what I'm gonna tell you. You got to get up still too and work. You know what I mean? You know, like they say in the Bible, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to get out there and put in the work too. You just can't have faith.
Yeah, man. God give us the peanut butter and jelly, but it's up to us to make the sandwich.
Oh, that's right.
We got to put it together.
That's
So
right.
I got another question for you, man. Would you work for a younger boss?
Would I work for a younger boss?
Yeah.
Oh, like somebody younger than me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I would.
Mm.
I would.
Man, that's a good hearted.
I would. Now, because I don't want to judge a man by his age.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Jesus was 12 years old when he's out teaching. You know what I mean? So, you ain't gonna follow him anyway. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, and I think that's a problem, man, within that sometimes the older and the younger people have, man, within the community. It's like, you know, it's both sides. You know what I mean? Older people, we want that respect for the younger people.
Yeah.
But we got to give it to them in order to get it, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we can't think that, you know, that we know you know, even though they think they know everything, you know, I say that, I don't know which side I'm on. I guess somebody gonna say I'm still young too. I am young, but you know, I'm just saying, speaking to people in general, like younger than us, you know, because I run across it, and I have to check myself sometimes, you know, thinking that we know everything and we can tell them, you know, and like I said, it's two sides of the coin, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they're more up to date on the world, the things that are going on. You know, they are the pulse of the world right now. You know what I mean? We're, you know, we're more knowledgeable and more wiser. But the thing is, when we work together, that's a great combination right there. And you get the youth and you get the wisdom. I mean, you put that together like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. You
There
know
you
what I mean?
go. Okay.
You know.
And you young black in the business, and the question was, if you missed it, would you work for a younger boss? And then, you know, Nick definitely expounded some great points on that. I like to just say have that communication bridge between the older generation and the younger generation. And I see that's where our community may be divided at certain times, because that communication bridge may be broken.
Right.
You know, so I just challenge the older generation to enlighten the younger generation and have an open heart and open hands.
I think the next big wave of discrimination is age discrimination.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And the reason why is because
racism.
Well, age discrimination is just because of the way technology is. I mean, you know, things are moving so fast. You know what I mean? You know, are you going to hire this person who, you know, this kid who's savvy with this phone, or this older person you're going to have to teach all these things. You know what I mean?
That's
So
on
to
the,
me,
keyboard with
that
one
scares
finger.
me, man. To make me want to get my stuff in order, because I don't want to be 50 years old trying to look for a job, man, and you know what I'm saying, be having to fill out some computers I don't know, man, and be sitting there with, some young kid that's, you know what I mean? I'm just like, hey, you know what I mean? Now I'm mad at him, you know what I'm saying? What I'm mad at him for? You know what I mean? He did what he's supposed to do, you know what I mean? That was me, you know what I'm saying? I got to get myself together. So
Right.
that's what I'm saying. I'm a, that's one thing that in the back of my head, like, as you start hitting that second half of your life, you know what I mean? You got to start taking those things into consideration. You ain't going to be able to work forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The years is dwindling down. So,
Yeah.
hopefully, the way I want to do it, I don't want to have to. I mean, of course, I don't never want to stop working, but I don't want to necessarily be have to be working for a certain, after a certain amount of time. I just want to be able to enjoy my life, man.
There you go.
Travel and really enjoy my life.
That's
do what I want to do, man.
Yeah.
Like a wizard, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, that's beautiful, man. Man, is there anything that you want to share, to the Facebook media land about the F6 fashion?
It's we're having a fashion show. It's at Club Flux. Club Flux. It's on February 9th. Oh, I'm sorry.
January 19th.
January 19th. We have 4 other local brands involved. We have Stay Down Clothing. We have Poetic Dime Clothing. We have Cold Peace. We have Be Adorned, and we have Gypsy. So that's 5 of us. So 6 brands altogether. And the reason why this is important is because we don't have this kind of stuff in San Diego all the time. And so if we don't support it, we're not going to be able to have it. People always say, San Diego is boring. And, I get on people, are you smoking dope? You know what I mean? Like this is like people come all across the world to come here, man. You know what I mean? You got to venture out your neighborhood, man. Go past the taco shop. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things going on, man. I just went to Balboa Park the other day to do a photo shoot, man. There's so many, museums, and they got people. They got the street performers out there like Venice Beach now. You get some young cats out there doing street dance, and it blew my mind away because, like I said, I didn't see that in San Diego, from me growing up and everything like that. So
yeah.
Yeah,
so we evolved with the time. So that's January 19th.
So I got off the subject. January 19th, come out to Club Flux. It's gonna be a great show.
Hit up Nick Bossin for the tickets.
Yes, I do have a link for the tickets. I have links for the tickets. Also, I have physical copies for the tickets. I'm going to be having let's see. No, I won't be. I'm going to be having some clothes there on display for sale as well. And then I believe we're going to have a little after event as well. So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned and get excited and get connected. And what we mean by get connected is follow the link.
Yeah,
check out Nick Bossin.
Yeah.
Ask him some questions. Go to his webpage. Ask him how you can get involved. He may be looking for interns. He may be looking for individuals that'll be able to help him out and support the brand.
Brand ambassadors. I need brand ambassadors, graphic designers. What else? People that want to, marketing, sales. There's lots of ways that we can come together.
Now hiring.
Photography. Let's get it, man. It's a lot of opportunity out here. 2018 is a great year, to make some changes in your life. And if you're interested in joining the team, then you can hit me up on any of my social networks, and I'll definitely respond to you.
Okay. Like we had said earlier, we start with a commitment, we deliver with quality, and we're always going to finish with success. The word of the week is posh, stylishly elegant. And the Bossin brand is stylishly elegant. So go make sure you check out Nick Bossin and get some of that Bossin gear. The law of success for this week is, as Nick Bossin said, inch by inch, anything is a cinch. Okay? Inch by inch, anything is a cinch. So we want to just, thank you again, Bossin, and we're looking forward, man, to your future endeavors. So this is the Young Black in the Business show, and when they drop the ball, we're going to pick it up, make it a great year, 2018.
Thank you.